Yes, well, this is an election year, and on June 5th, we'll head to the polls to cast our votes in the primary.
We want to help you be an educated voter, so we've invited people who are running for office to stop by Great Day so you can get to know them.
All right, today we have Whelan, who is running for the 16th Congressional District. Sir, thank you very much for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. It's a great honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's talk about the 16th District and what is it noted for and what are the boundaries? Where is it?
The 16th is a newly formed district and it's part of the old Cardoza, Costa, and Denham districts. It runs from Fresno up north through Madera and Merced counties. So geographically speaking, Merced County is the largest portion of it, but in terms of the population, Fresno is far and away the largest amount of the district.
Okay.
Given that said, okay, represents a huge chunk of the Central Valley there, what would you say are the biggest challenges that are facing that region?
Well, the district is actually one of the poorest in the country, and the highest concentration of poverty that we see in the country is actually in the downtown area, the 93701 zip code. So there are a lot of challenges that the district faces that aren't necessarily unique to the valley, but may be ones that are unique to the country. And certain issues that we really need to address here locally are jobs, creation of good jobs, access to education. We have one of the highest high school dropout rates in Fresno County, also in Merced County. So those are some of the issues. We want to get the economy back on track and be in a position to support small businesses and really move this district forward.
In thinking about running, what were some of the things you took into consideration about running, and why are you running?
Well, that's the question everyone asks. Why am I running, and what are the things I took into consideration before running? The district was redrawn ostensibly for the census and to meet the needs of the demographic. And it was drawn in a way that Mr. Costa would ostensibly be my congressman if I weren't to run for Congress. And I've seen the direction that our country is going in, and the direction that the trajectory that we're on, and we're really at a critical time, not only in this district but in our nation's history. And I see it as a crisis, not because of the failure of the American people or the spirit, but because of our leaders to set rational goals for us and reasonable goals. And I respectfully disagree with Mr. Costa on some of the votes that he's made 92% of the time on economic issues with Nancy Pelosi. And I see that the district needs some leadership that is going to put us back oriented in the right direction towards pro-growth policies. So those are some of the reasons why I'm running, but it really is that the next generation is going to have fewer opportunities, and we're going to be burdened by this out of control spending and debt. And if we don't get this track back on the right, or train back on the right tracks, then we're not going to have the same country that we have right now.
What about your personal and your professional background that you think will help you do that?
Right, absolutely. This district is part urban, part rural. Geographically, there's more rural than urban. And I grew up in farming. On my father's side, we were in olives, and when I was growing up, we farmed pistachios, and recently we've been farming vines and making wine. We're going to be commercial winemakers too. So that helps me to understand ag and be in a position to support agriculture. Also, in my professional life, I'm an attorney. I went to Cal for undergrad and Rutgers for law school, and I came back to practice basically agribusiness type law here. So I represent a lot of agricultural entities throughout the state, and it really puts me in a position already to represent people that I've already been representing. And in addition to representing business, I also represent employees. So I kind of see both sides of the coin and understand from the employee in the field to the employer who's employing the field worker, what's going on and how can we be in a position to advance the needs of everyone here in the district.
But so no politics.
No politics. I've served on a statewide commission appointed by the Board of Governors on access to justice, but I have not had an elected position, just an appointed one.
You're talking about the issue of just moving forward. A lot of people have criticized this session of Congress specifically because there's been so much gridlock There's been so much butting of the heads because of the partisan politics. What would you say to those who might be a little hesitant, if you will, to vote for you or anybody else in either party because they just simply don't want somebody who's going to go up and tie things up once more?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a significant obstacle to, you know, the nation as a whole moving forward. I feel that a lot of times when we have these butting of heads on either Republican or Democrat side, it's not advancing the cause of the nation collectively. And what we have to do is we have to, you know, really look at where we're at, and it's not for nothing that Congress has a 9% approval rating. We need to work together and work through our problems, and a lot of these issues really aren't Democrat or Republican issues, especially here in the Valley, especially here in this district, being one of the poorest in the country. Certain, you know, pro-growth steps that we can take really aren't Democrat or Republican, and especially in this district, which leans more Democrat in registration, it's very important that everyone knows that, you know, I will be here to represent everyone in the district. I'd also like to add that I grew up speaking Spanish because on my mother's side we're immigrants from Argentina. So para la gente en este distrito que habla español, I'll be trying to reach out to those voters so I can represent them too.
Wonderful. A little bit about yourself personally. Where did you go to school, and how long about your family?
I attended San Joaquin Memorial here in Fresno, and I graduated valedictorian. I went on to Cal for undergrad. I had a history degree and honors, and I went on over to Rutgers on the East Coast and worked hard and finished law school and came back here and have been practicing. It's the Whelan Law Group, so it's my father and I. And I'm one of 5. My other siblings are right now, one's graduating from med school and others in law school, and a sister in college and another sister at San Joaquin Memorial actually right now. And I have a lovely wife who is hopefully watching this right now and is supporting me through this campaign.
Did she or your family members think, are you kidding me? You're going to put your foot forward in politics for the first time in a congressional seat? That's big for a first-timer. I mean, obviously you're not daunted by it, but is your family?
Well, they're supporting me tremendously, actually. If it weren't for the support of my family, then I wouldn't be able to do this. Because they're there, you know, helping me register voters, helping me walk precincts. They're very involved. It's a very family-oriented campaign. And my mom is a big advocate. In fact, we're going to be going on Univision, I believe, tomorrow and talking to voters. And my mom is very plugged into the campaign. And everyone's very supportive. We really see it as a situation that, you know, we need to do good for the community and be in a position to serve. So it's very important. Also, this district is one of 16 in the nation that the Republican Party feels strongly can be won. And so there's a lot of hope for my family and for others too that are getting behind the campaign.
Okay. Well, Brian Whelan, running for the 16th Congressional District, thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. And do you mind if I make a plug for the website? It's whelanforcongress.com. You can see more about the run. Also, Facebook. Please like us on Facebook. Apparently, that's very important to the people that are out there.
Social networking, baby. Well,
some people have heard about it.
We do have a link to all of that info
on our website.
For our viewers
wonderful,
on
wonderful.
our website. We're trying to make it super easy for them. Go to KMPH.com and you will get tapped into the Whelan campaign and, of course, the information so that you can be an informed voter.
Now, if you or someone you know is running for office, we'd love to have you on the show. Just send us an email. greatday@kmph.com.